Alrighty, so welcome back. Today I'm at the Big River goldfields in the track that heads out to the old Big River mine. Last time I was here it was a pretty good track. There was just a couple of little obstacles, but it's been a few years, so we'll head on in and see what there is to see. I've already aired the tyres down. Yeah, so let's rev into it. So here we have, just by the road, one of the old mine tunnels. I don't know how far down it you can go, but I'm not going to find out. Looks like it goes a fair way. The whole way along this track there's little mine tunnels like that, and walks up to other ones, but there's not a lot of places to pull off the road, so yeah. It's just those silly exhausts I've got on there. It's a stunning day here. It's rather hot out in the sun, but yeah, it's going pretty well. The track is a little rougher than I remember, but I don't think it's the track's fault. I think it's just my memory. And I am scraping the exhausts on an awful lot of things, but that is what it is. I think I'm going to be changing those in the near future. Yeah, the track here is just not as wide, so I can't angle it as much on some of the little crossings where you're crossing the drains, but they're surviving, so that's all that counts. And it's hard to see for all the trees, but the view out here is just incredible. Just sort of like mountains in every direction. But yeah, it's starting to get pretty remote out here. And I've done some damage, which isn't too surprising. The exhaust is snapped off up at that join there. I'd noticed a crack in there already, actually, to be honest, and it's just finally given away. So I might find a better place in the track and then take this back section and those off, and well, yeah. Well, the casualties of war. At least I don't have to worry about them scraping now on the rest of the track or the rest of the trip. And it's answered my question of what it would sound like without them. So I'm going to stick them in the back and, yeah, deal with them later. That's perfectly okay, I reckon. Like, it actually sounds kind of cool. It'll get me home anyway.
I don't know who got the biggest fright. I said fuck, what did you say? You were very quiet.
Yeah.
Go on through. Pull him, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Woohoo, well, we made it. This is the Big River Mine, or the settlement site. My exhausts didn't, they're in the back, but it's actually so much better without them, so much more clearance. And they won't be going back on. I'm going to do something different now, I think. But the hut's like a couple minute, well, not even that. It's just at the top there, so let's go up and have a look. Flash looking loo up there. And quite a good size hut. But this hut is one of the biggest I've seen. It's almost like a small house. There's the 2-story bunks along there, and even a separate room with like 3 individual bunks. A little kitchen bench over there, and another one with running water over here, along with the fire. It's really quite a well-equipped hut. You could get 20 or so people in here, I'd say, at a pinch. But those mattresses are pretty huge. So there's another little track starting from there that heads up towards that bald sort of hilly thing there, and I think there's a big red shed with like an old engine or battery or something. I forget what it is, but we'll go up there and take a look. Geez, that last bit of track coming up to here was probably the toughest of the whole lot. Really rough and just have to pick your line. But yeah, made it up here alright at the big red shed. We'll go take a look inside. But just looking over here, somebody wasn't quite so lucky coming up there, and looks like they've put a hole in their sump, because that's engine oil. My poor Subi, doing really well, but it's definitely not easy on it. And here we are. So this is the engine house, I believe. And those are the boilers. It was all steam operated and used to run most of the mining equipment, but it's all in this really nicely restored old shed, just to keep it out of the weather and it's just great to see it all intact. In most places this has all been pulled out and scrapped already, but wonderful old machinery. Some of the photos, that was for during the restoration, but in 1930 it was still in operation by the looks, versus rundown in 1965. In March 2000, which is pretty much still in much the same condition now. Oh yeah, look, that's 1975 with the roof and everything all collapsed down on top of the equipment. That's all part of the boiler, I believe. They would have lit the fire. Yeah, somewhere. I'm no expert by any means.
Drove the cables up and down the hill and then load people into the mine shaft, bro.
Oh, is that? Okay.
And the gold reports out.
Oh, part of the aerial ropeway and... Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, okay. Yeah, do not proceed. I wouldn't want to proceed in that. Look, it's all full of water.
No.
And rotten timbers. That's unsafe as. Made it back down there, but that little bit of track was actually, yeah, quite interesting. But yeah, these are the old cyanide tanks they used to use for extracting the gold. Somebody's old mining cottage. And a few of the old houses. Oh, it's about 25 k's back out from here to Reefton. It's going to take an hour or two for me to get back out there. And it's the way I came, so it's the same track all over again. That is Big River Mine in a Subaru. That's all for me for now. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.